Banquet 2025 information, including the Banquet box final 2 champions, with a bit of a surprise and one that we did predict here with you and I on this channel. So let's see as we break down the December live stream recap. This is a 1 hour 20 live stream. Let's see if we can break this down to under 20 minutes. A lot of information. Let's go. Right at the start of the stream, Karate Mike went over some old ground, some information and stuff, you know, what's been out on the forums recently, all that stuff. Also went over things like the egg event, questing, other stuff like that, giveaways and other stuff. But also went over things like the Founders War, Saga Chase, all the stuff that we know about and kind of going on at the moment in the community. Then we had a Saga Champion Showcase reminder, as well as another reminder, as well as another reminder, until we got to the more interesting things about Summoners Fest, because they went over some key information and stats. I'm mentioning this and bringing this into everything because it was actually so incredible that Kabam got this. They were #1 on Twitch. I just want to just highlight that because I think it's so important. Marvel Contest of Champions, a 10-year-old game, a game that a lot of people kind of that don't support the mobile kind of gaming space, got #1 on Twitch, right? That is massive. And I just want to give a massive props to you, the community, but also, you know, Kabam as well for putting on a great show when it came to the Summoners Fest. Yes, it was too long. Yes, the Twitch drops, but beating out a lot of other games is really, really impressive. Don't take it away from them. But the great thing about this is there were improvements. Yeah, so Kabam mentioned that there was going to be improvements to Twitch drops. We did a video on this one. There is a dev diary about this. Thor Ragnarok is indeed your champion that's going to be buffed and seen at a later date. There's also, and was something mentioned about Ghost Rider. So Mike was kind of like saying at the end, he said, there's something about the Ghost Rider buff and his model. Now, I don't know if that means that he's getting some kind of like remodeling, which would be really cool. I'm just kind of like reading off what he said. Not verbatim, but he did mention about the model for the champion. Anyway, the Twitch drops are going to be buffed with an exclusive 7-star. The buff will be something that you'll want to get, but also you have to be active in Twitch live streams in order to pick up something. Kabam is still deciding whether it's going to be a token or not. They're also, for this particular live stream, doing a 10k 7-star shards for people. Now, for me, I didn't actually kind of claim this, but as you can see right here, there is an opportunity to get the 7-star shards, and I'm 90% into it. In order to get the remainder of it, you need to go to participating Marvel Contest of Champions live streamers. So that means that if I went live tomorrow, or I went live today, or someone else is live at the moment, you can collect the rest of the drops, but also recollect back drops as well as standard. So these things that you can see on screen right now. But anyway, back to the live stream in question. Kabam also said as part of all of this that there would be also a secret thing coming. So Dave's mentioned there was a secret thing coming. What is that secret thing? Don't know yet. More information about that's coming soon, and it's still something that's being worked upon. So whatever it is, it could be cool. You will also be able to, over the course of the year, pick up something like a token or something like, I don't know, a shards, Kabam was saying. But you'll also be able to get a dupe within 1 year, which again is kind of like really amazing. And it was good to see that Kabam were allowing that kind of like extension of it. Kabam also went on to mention about big things returning or new thing or whatever this is. It's Alliance Wars. Alliance Wars is coming back, but also mentioned about the Founders War buff. So we all know that like once a month you get like the Founders War thing, but it's staying the same. The buff is staying the same. So the Saga boost, whatever it is, and with a new Saga starting, I think it's next month, and that's cool because like I get a bit kind of like bored or forget when we're in a new Saga or out of new Saga. So it's always good to kind of like change things up. What else? Side quest. So Kabam are doing a new side quest, which is kind of collector orientated. When I read what Kabam like wrote in a release note, I thought this implied that we get a 2-star collector. You don't, by the way. or it's not given. I'd love it, but I don't think we're getting it. It's using 2 stars and it's going through like different types of class gates to defeat bosses. The loyalty store as well is getting a little bit of a rework, and this ties into other stuff coming soon, like the consolidation of currencies, which is taking a little bit of a turn because it's not radiance that you'll be using. We'll talk about that in a minute. But some things are being removed and they're keeping the Alliance War boosts and potions, which again is quite nice. The biggest thing that I think is a big, like, not shock, but kind of like, not sure about this is the currency consolidation between the likes of Glory, Loyalty, maybe Mysterium. Not sure. I'm waiting to kind of find out more information, which a dev diary is coming next month, so the month of January, that it's not Radiance. So if it's not Radiance, then how and what is it going to be? And that's going to be the cool thing, or not cool thing. Because when they put it in, is it going to be existing similar to like trophy tokens? Is the trophy tokens going to stay? Is that different to Mysterium, Loyalty, and Glory? Again, more information to follow on that one, but exciting nonetheless to figure out like what is next for all of that. There's also been a change to event quests. So in December quest, nodes are clearer and they're not impacted by ability accuracy. Elder unlocked immediately, is in development. Same with lower difficulty toggle, which is still coming soon. Effectively, Kabam are going to make it so meta rotation and kind of having the right champions or having a wider net of champions is going to feel better when going to questing. One of the biggest issues I've experienced is that trying to go into some of these quests and having to go between 6-star versions and 7-star versions and not having the right champion to use is very restrictive and it's a pain point. So hopefully Kabam have resolved that. We'll see what happens next week when this all goes live. Something that's available at the moment is a vote. If you go to the Discord, you can vote for the next Battlegrounds metas as per the Summoners Fest Realm event, which was done before. So that's cool as well. What up next? Well, there is going to be a little bit of a collab. Something that I mentioned in MCN recently and something that I love this game, by the way, Cosmic Invasion. If you haven't played it, play it. I think it's available on most consoles and as well on PC. It is great. If you like your old school arcadey based stuff, then you're going to love it. And this is probably one of my favorite new games that has been out this year. And it's difficult to say that. But last year we had Marvel Rivals. There are actually a lot of cracking games this year, like Arc Raiders. That's a brilliant game, by the way. And like a whole host of others. Like, I'm not kind of saying that. It's just probably my favorite Marvel game of this year then, which are kind of like, there's not many Marvel games released this year. Anyway, you can get something in game as well for that. Well, what next? Well, Alliance Colosseum. So I think for a lot of players that were watching the live stream, it did feel a little bit confusing as to what Colosseum is. This event starts on December 10th, and there was a little video to kind of go over this. Effectively, and I think the way to kind of really explain this is you fight, do your best, get XP points to then upgrade your podium, and certain days of the week or certain days after the quest goes live or the event goes live or whatever, you're then able to get more podium slots. So effectively, you're bringing in 5 favorite champions. Tags will give more to the score. It's one hit, and people have worried it's just a one hit and you're done. Like, does this KO you? You can see there on the left-hand corner, that was some of the tags. But no, Kabam have said that the more health bars you go down, they hit harder. And you get entries in every 30 minutes, which I guess is nice because it's like, I assume like multiple entries that you get to kind of like have a go in there, and you can then upgrade your podium to then either get more XP, and that more XP you get is then how you climb up the milestones. I will do a bit of a deep dive in this, kind of like for dummies version, probably next week or the week after when this all goes live. But still, that was kind of like how that was explained and how even Prestige kind of like bends into this. It could be exciting, it could be confusing. We'll have to see what happens. Kabam have kind of like narrowed it down to this, which is gain XP and level up your podiums, 3 rotating champion tags each day, work for your Alliance of Peak milestones. Alliance versions replaces AQ for that week. Again, for those interested. Kabam also reminded you that you can get Spider-Man Pravita Prabhakar. If I'm saying that right, if I'm not, I apologize to anybody. Right, so yeah, he's still available to get if you do want to get him. And other than that, will be in Crystals and Arenas on December 11th and December 18th, respectively. And of course, in Titan Crystals, whenever he's going to be in Titan Crystals. Kabam then went over Imperiosa. Imperiosa is a cosmic champion, which we covered before on the channel. You build to an SP3, get that corrosion, do SP1s, and rotate through there. She's good against power controllers. She's special locked, so you fight her. If you fight her, you must keep your distance and allow her to not hit you, which of course is easier said than done. And she traps and roots on SP2. Whilst rooted, they have a stun and vulnerability and will block more. Planger is intercept, build to an SP3, and then longer HP fights is just SP3 rotator. A good champ being tipped for Colosseum. So yeah, that's kind of that for that particular champion. The person that designed Punisher, I can't remember what his name was exactly. Apologies. Basically went for a playthrough of this champion, and there's lots of amazing abilities, and Indestructible can counter High Evolutionary, which I think is in some of the footage maybe, which helps out against that kind of combo thing that the High Evolutionary has. You basically get bleed debuffs, more bleed vulnerability, and then just absolutely destroy stuff. So he's pretty darn cool as Punisher, but he'd be a very rare champion to get unless you have the 6-star version for it or the rank rewards for him. What else? Oh yeah, there was something mentioned because this is the person right there from Kabam said that there's news-related abilities. Kind of hinted at that that are tied into that. So if you like Joe Jonah Jameson, sorry, then you'll be enjoying what you're gonna hopefully see when the champion gets more details soon. So that's good. What else? Oh yeah, there was a bit of coverage of like him in action, which you can see Punisher in action there doing some stuff. Kabam did a little bit of, oh yeah, and I should kind of like just point out this indestructible passives for Punisher, the buff. Grip passive, so he interacts and controls those that are, but you have to intercept for those that have was it unstoppable? Yeah, so it kind of counters that, and some other stuff that's going to be really helpful for players. Jane Foster 4 Thor reminder. Again, I can't say things, and yeah, so Jane Foster Thor has like a little bit of a refresher on her, and now we get into the more spicier things, the more important things, because we know about that. We know about what champion's been updated with the Realm event. But what we didn't know about is the final champion of the Banquet box that's going to be reworked. Not the final champion, but the final reworked champion, which is X23, which you can see in action right now. Wow, impressive. Her crits inflict bleed passives, ruptures for bleed immune non-tech champions, SP2 grants a vicious passive, build frenzy by dodging specials and striking opponents. Frenzy improves critical rating, intercepting and punching specials grants a pursuit passive countering evade. While pursuit is on, you get extra frenzy, over 100 frenzy. A 4th light attack does an eviscerating stun. Then light attack the enemy into KO, which you're going to see any second now. There we go. Yeah, so that eviscerating stun, and you're just completely light attacking into oblivion. That's Berserk mode. That's Wolverine all over, and I love it. I absolutely love seeing that in action, which is great because this champion can be like a clear of Labyrinth for Legends if you're looking for an option, and maybe in other types of questing-based scenarios. Either way, the champion looks incredibly impressive, and I actually want this as a 7-star. Trying to get this champion is going to be difficult, and I actually need to farm units. You're going to find out why when we get to the final thing. And I'm on page 3 of 4. The Banquet stuff is extra blinking spicy. So the final champion, the cosmic one, as we kind of looked at, it was either going to be a champion that Kabam didn't have to kind of either nerf or buff. It was probably going to be a excuse me as I sneeze during this. It's going to be, and of course it had to be, Hulkling as that 7-star cosmic champion that is coming into the Banquet box, which I think a lot of people will be very happy about. And just look at this damage. Just look at it. It's just an absolute freight train of a machine. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that on screen right now. Absolutely stunning work. Okay. There are some other things that are lining into the anniversary calendar, which I'm going to pause the screen right here because a supply drop is coming in. It's like a calendar type thing. For Valiant players, there'll be at least one full tier 7 basic, as Karate Mike said. There's going to be a Gala Crystal. There are Glorious Guardian selectors. We obviously get you 7 from last year. The Gala Crystal, I think, has got something where you can potentially get one of the 7 stars in the Banquet box, which is incredible if that is the case. Rank up resources, the works are going to be in there. Now, the biggest part of the segment was going to be about what's going to happen with the Banquet event. There's so many things that Kabam dropped that is happening here. The events are back, so solo event, realm event, alliance event, accolades is back. If you don't know accolades, man, you be following the channel for a long time. You know exactly what accolades event is. Free stuff to get SBCs, GBCs, probably SBCs because Superior Banquet Crystal is the big tasty to chase. The anniversary calendar, 10th to 17th. Now in that, there may be some Superior Banquet Crystals or not. Sometimes there's not, and sometimes they'll put into other types of, running things like the Accolades event or something else, or more free crystals in the solo or realm events as well, or alliance-based events. The holiday sale is going to be on December 23rd, which is important because I know some people will want to make a decision on is it what they're going to be spending their money on, and also getting extras. There's also the holiday gift on December 24th, so the gift is back, and New Year Arena. Which I am quite excited for, depending on what it is, because those New Year arenas are like blast from the past. Old school MCOC players, including myself, will know about them if they are what I think they are, but we need more confirmation on that. And the Banquet crystals have been updated, which is going to be very important for the next slide that we're going to be seeing. So the Superior Banquet crystals are going to have 5 big things, or have 5 different items in them. A main prize, tier 3 alpha, tier 6 basic, tier 6 class catalysts, etc. The third thing being a small amount of 7-star or Titan shards and a relic alloy fragment. So at least gives you some spread across all 5 things, which is nice, and it feels, at least if you're spending 300 units, you're feeling you're getting something back. The similar way that you might have bought the token, that token packaging game, that had 4 things on it for 500 units. Well, imagine if you get 5 things for 300 units. Now, I hope that's the case, and hopefully it's okay, but we'll find out more on the 19th of December. So the other stuff that I think is very important for players is going to be, well, what else? Is there a bit of spice? Yeah, there's this thing called a Jubilant Crystal, which is for every 15 SBCs that you open, as part of a grace system or pity system, you're going to be able to guarantee this Jubilant Crystal, which will have in it things like Nexus Titan Crystal, full tier 7 basic catalyst, and a first appearance Founders Keepers Crystal. And the drop rate for a jackpot, so some might call it the jackpot of the SBC, is a drop rate of 7.77%. So that's cool. Okay, that's cool. Of the jackpot item within it. But we'll find out more, I think, soon. Because the Jubilant Crystal includes 1 drop and guarantees 0 points to the event, which is a bit of a downside, but it's an interesting thing. It feels like a pity system. It's like a pity crystal for this, which might smooth over the community based on how last year was received. On paper mind, I'm happy about this. But more opinions in other videos. I need to wrap up this video because the milestones will be better for you as well. For spending 10,800 unit cost, and as well as 15,600 unit cost, you're going to be able to feel like you're at the seat of the table. And I feel like this is the time now to farm units. This is why it's very important. So a decreased cost in order to get some of the top end of things. So that's cool as well, right? There's some cool things with it. Right, what else? Well, there has been the sales. Yep, the sales are important. I think we've missed off the rank rewards. No, we haven't. They're further on. Okay, sales-wise, the 23rd of December, these will be where you'll get stuff for the Founders Keepers. So that will be like the Banquet box. So champions within there will have like rank up items as well as signature stones or whatever, and bonus units for those that spend on December 23rd. So that's good news as well for those that are looking to save to buy stuff, and a milestone track as well. We'll cover stuff on the channel as well. I look at some value, and of course, support the channel with code RTM, all lowercase, at promo code add-in section to support me as a creator. That would be amazing. Thank you very much. I'll be doing a lot of work on the Banquet event-based coverage, as well as spreadsheet guides and other stuff like that. The rank rewards is where we're going to finish today with big news. Last year, with the spend of $215,000, someone was able to get number 1, and I think get a rank 4 7 star, 3 rank 4 7 stars. This time around, top 600 will get a rank 4 to 5 rank up gem crystal, which of course is massive, and this is the first edition of you seeing rank 5 7 star materials. So make of it as you will with it. This will be a lot of spending, and we'll see what happens then. And there'll also be bracketing changing so you feel that if you're spending units that you're actually getting something back from it. Find out more about that when there's a Banquet event based rewards thing, like rewards breakdown the week of the Banquet event. So we'll be doing some reaction to that, and of course it's all very exciting. We love this image right here. The final thing is that the voice of J. Jonah Jameson, Sam Recchi, I think I'm saying right, is going to be doing a special motion comic, because in January we're going to see J. Jonah Jameson come into game, which is part of his armor. We covered this on the channel a little while ago. And that's it for the live stream recap. That was your December live stream recap, and I'll be doing more kind of contextual type videos over the weekend to kind of pull you informed with other stuff and things that go onto the forums and the news site where you might have missed stuff. Anyway, bye.